16th, regular meeting, and August 8th, 14th, 21st, and 29th, special meetings.
I got a correction on page, on number 14, page 3, number 14.
Page
Well,
3.
August the 16th meeting.
August 16th meeting,
Yes, ma'am.
August 16th meeting, third page,
Number 14.
number 14, adopt tax rate.
Where it says increase, 4.03 increase.
Okay.
It should say decrease, right?
Well, that discussion came up during that meeting.
Because it was 37 something, right?
3700.
And then and we dropped it down to 3219.
We did.
So that would be a decrease of 4.03.
No, 0481. Or
Well,
4.81.
But the way that they look at that is,
The effective rate.
Yeah.
if you are you're increasing it, it's not from what your tax rate was last year.
What's your income, your tax income,
It's what you have for this year, and that is very confusing. I went back and read that a couple of times before,
because taxes actually went up 4.03%.
yeah,
They actually did what?
They went up 4.03%.
but we're not looking at the prior tax
No,
rate.
3700.
We're looking at what we're bringing in. I don't know.
Should it say 4.03 increase in revenue?
You can say that if you want
That's
to.
the rate.
Would that make it clear?
They think it released the tax rate.
Or muddy it up?
Really, it's got 4% more money than we got last year.
But it's not the tax rate itself. The adoption of the tax rate is effectively an increase, but it's not the percentage amount. I don't know, I can't explain that on how they wrote it that way, but that's what it says in the statute.
Do I need to change any of that?
We could put in revenue,
4.03% revenue.
maybe put that as parentheses in revenue. Because the statute has how you're specifically supposed to make that motion. So let's just put it in revenue, in parentheses.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the next one you see, it says ratify the property tax increase reflected in the budget will raise more revenue from property taxes than in the previous year. Very close reading there though, Commissioner.
I just didn't want the public to think we raised the right tax rates.
Yeah.
That's what I've been telling people we
Or
lowered.
we were confused and all. Yeah. Do we have a motion on the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of August 8th, 14th, 21st, and 29th, and special meeting.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 2 is budget transfers and minutes. We have one sheet.
You want that next time? Okay, you get mad at me, Stagg? Okay. I'm sorry.
motion to approve
I make a
those
motion
transfers and
to
amendments.
approve transfers and amendments.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Opposed, none, motion carried. Item number three is to approve and pay the bills. We haven't done the agreement with the Oakwood Fire Department yet, have we?
No.
We need to do that.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None. Motion carries. Item number 4 is to approve payroll.
You got one coming your way, or nine.
Okay. Okay, oh, here it is. Oh, my God, look at that.
Make a motion to approve payroll.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None. Motion carries. Reports. I have a report from the extension service. Tax office. These are for August. July report from JP2. The auditor's report for July and the treasurer's report. Based on that. I believe that's all the report. Does anyone else have a report? All right, if not, do we have a motion to accept these reports?
Make that motion.
I say.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? None. Motion carried. Item number 6 is burn ban.
No action.
No action on number 6. Item number 7 is special road use agreements. Are there any? No action. Number 8, I have an education certificate. Willie Sneed on cybersecurity. Crystal Bennett, cybersecurity. And Renee McVeigh. Jay Garcia. James Lawrence. Jamie Myers. Wait, I'm sorry. All of those first ones through Shay Garcia were cybersecurity. James Lawrence is his regular training, and Jamie Myers, paternity opportunity program. We have a motion to accept these.
Judge, I just wanted to say that we got our 100% compliance with everybody taking their cybersecurity, and on August the 31st, I filed our compliance with the DIR that we were in.
Also, thank you. See that now? We have a motion to accept these education certificates.
I make that motion. Second.
All in aye? Motion
That's
carries.
closed council.
Item number 11 is to open bids for the new dispatch building. Pass this on for example. New cases all for a month. All right. We'll make a list of these. What is the first one that we have?
From G&Y Construction LLC,
Tell me the name again.
G&Y Construction LLC.
All right.
And it is, all work to be completed for the sum of $426,000.
Where they at? Just curious.
Okay.
We can look at it.
It doesn't say. G&Y.
Is
It
there a
doesn't.
return
Santos Guerrera is the contact person.
Is there a return address on that?
No, it was just brought in.
All right. Well, when we finish this, we'll make copies to give to you.
I'm just curious.
We have, yeah, something.
Yeah. Okay. Chop that up. Okay, this is from JWS Homes.
Homes like H-O-M-E-S.
Uh-huh. Wayne Scale. 768,600 lump sum bid. JWS Homes LLC, Wayne Scale. 768,600.
Okay.
600.
Okay.
And this one's from Built Right Construction.
You're from Waco. They get the courtroom upstairs.
Doing business at Built Right Construction, doing business as Tom Wright Construction LLC for $749,275.
And that's all three.
And that's all three. Yes.
Then would you take these and make a copy, in case there are other things that everybody might want to look at? We would each have a copy of the specs that were given somewhere. Would you make a copy of the specs also?
I've got them right here. It's hard to read. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
That one bid being so much lower.
Yeah,
That's
That's some kind of.
so main,
That's flat.
apples to apples.
Yeah.
If you'll make a copy.
We're not accepting today.
No.
No, we're not. So we're gonna make a copy of those and then make an extra copy of the spec.
Would you guys like for me to email you the specs? They're so much easier to read on email.
Oh, well, then email.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can email.
Yeah, see, this here's hard to read.
Yes.
Is it gonna be on our county email, I mean, on our email, or is it gonna be on a message?
On an email.
Email.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. All right. Yes, and then we will award on, what is it, 18th or something?
Remember.
All right, we'll get that in a minute.
Okay.
All right. We'll get that in a few minutes. Item 12 is consider sealed bid for the sale of a 2000 Ford flatbed 1996 International truck. A
I'm not sure that I'm not sure about 2000 Ford flatbed, and the other one is the one that you had, Andy's a what?
3/4 tons bigger.
1993 ton, okay, and 2000 Ford flatbed and international truck. None of these run. I mean, they're sitting on in my barn, and the truck probably would crank. The rest of them are nothing. I mean, they're just there.
Is that a correct description for the ones that are yours, the three that are yours?
That's what we have right here.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you got the folders right there.
Yes,
If somebody wants to see them, she has a folder.
2000 Ford flatbed.
Yes,
1996 International,
right.
1993 Ford three-quarter
Quarter
ton.
ton pickup,
For
yes.
precinct 4. All right,
Yes.
are you gonna open those?
No, this is, we're going out for bids.
Going
This
out
is
for
just,
We need to do something, they need to be gone from up.
oh, we haven't went out for bids yet. The
I'm just
motion needs
asking.
to be to,
Okay, we have it consider seal bids. We're gonna go out for seal bids.
yes,
All right, is that a motion?
yes.
I'll make this motion.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye.
And however y'all want to do that, up to y'all.
You had to put it in paper?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and we voted, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, number 13 is the Savins Maintenance Grant Contract. Statewide automated victim notification service is through the Attorney General's office, and we provide the services and they
Reimburse us.
reimburse. Because there's a vendor that does that service, it automatically notifies victims if someone is going to be released. And we pay for it, then, no, do we do that? We used to do it that way and they reimbursed.
No, they used to pay us and then we pay
Yeah,
it, but
but
now
now
we
they
pay
pay
and they reimburse. Yeah.
Okay, so we just have to agree to
So we're gonna pay
Second that.
$5,700
Yes,
and get reimbursed.
yes.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I thought you said that was going to be paid directly to the vendor.
No, it's paid to us because we pay it and then OAG's office reimburses us. We pay APRIS, which is the vendor. And then they reimburse
We have a
us.
motion and a second.
Yes.
All in favor, aye. Motion carried. Item number 14 is, what else did we talk about needing to get on that number 11? Anything else that we were gonna get? We're gonna send you a copy of those bids. Oh, the date, that's what it was. What date are they gonna be awarded?
Which one? Oh, for the dispatch, the 13th, we'll have to have a special commissioner's court for that.
What's the date again?
The 13th.
13th,
Day.
13th.
I'm sorry.
All right. Item number 14 is to receive and disperse capital credit funds. You have, I believe, a list of what we have done with those funds before. It's $24,520.47, and I believe you have a little printout of what that can be used for. Is that correct? Yes.
The printout should look like this. Kind of shows what they say you can use it for.
What they say? Okay. it's not, it doesn't have color, but you have an unclaimed credit. Tells you general uses that are on the side. We have in the past used it for historical preservation, for the library, child advocacy, when we were setting that up. Past few years, we've done it, and divided it between the two libraries. Now, Jeannie, you want to tell them what you were suggesting?
Well, not really a suggestion, but just, after reading that statute on that paper that kind of tells what you can use it for, it talked about economic development, so I reached out to Dorothy at Hot Cod, who handles all stuff economic development, and I just sent this to her, and I just asked her, you know, as far as like the courthouse, if there was anything that we could do to, like, put something around the picnic table out there, if that could possibly, potentially, of course, she responded back with an email that I gave y'all that said, you know, she's not an attorney, but that she thought that would fall under, I think, the number 4 and number 7 on the statute. If we chose to do that, it was just a thought. I've been noticing a lot of people out there using the picnic tables, so that putting those out there was a very good idea, I think, in my opinion, and I do see it being used, and I just thought it might be nice to put some kind of something down and a little something over the top, but.
I agree with Jeannie on that. I don't think it would take near that amount of money, and still like to give, portion that money to the libraries.
Whatever's left, split with the library.
Yes.
Because they may be getting, I won't say dependent, but they may be counting on it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we want to put down like, stone underneath the table and then have a little awning on it?
And Judge, I know Clyde asked me earlier, you know, is there anything that says we can't put something down? And I don't know the answer to that, like if
Well,
we can't put on the
we do need
courthouse
to
where
be
we
a little more careful, we're getting pretty loaded up.
Is there any restriction on what we can and can't put on the courthouse square? I mean, there's something from the Historical Society about what you can and can't. I mean, I just remember.
We'll look at that.
I remember that sometime we tried to do something one time, and they said we couldn't do it, but I forgot what it was.
With them, you can usually do it, but it costs a ton more if you have to go through them, we know that. We'll check on that and then come back on the 13th.
And build a canopy, put wagon wheels on each corner. Let's move.
There you go. There you go. We could do that.
We had somebody else that suggested a long time ago
Which one?
about the courthouse, remember, Mr. Meredith?
Is that the one to push it down and build a new building?
I'm not sure all it was that way, but it was some way.
We didn't go with that one.
So we're gonna table it.
Yes, we'll do a little more research on that, and maybe if we do determine, maybe we can find out kind of an estimate on what it would cost, and that way we can bring that back. Maybe we can talk to a fellow that helps us with stuff. You and Jeannie talk about that, okay?
And Judge Grant, we probably want to try to do that in this year. We always disperse that in this month, so.
We don't have much left in this
We
year,
surely don't.
for this year.
We'll talk about that too. All right, you know what, we need to get right on that. Order setting annual salaries of the county auditor.
Do we need to vote to table that?
Make a
If you'd
motion
like.
to table.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item number 15 is order setting an annual salary for the auditor, the first and the second assistant. The auditor. Let's see when this is. The auditor is $66,827.04.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Motion carried. For the first assistant, it's $47,599.39.
I'll make, go ahead.
That motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Motion carried. For the second assistant is $40,080.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
All in favor, aye. Motion carries. Item number 16, we have salary grades that you might want to look at. This, on the 13th, I'm going to bring back, I guess, some salaries from other around courthouse counties around us. We did look, try to get some, see if anybody else had salary grades, and they do not, so we wouldn't have something like that to look at. But we can get current salaries surrounding. What else would you all like to see? Do you have a motion to table?
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye. Item number 17 is the sheriff's office. The sheriff has presented a request. I think you each have a copy of that. He's requesting that we pay, since the jail staff and dispatchers have been shorthanded, that we pay their unused holiday time and comp time. Does have enough in the remaining salary budget to do that. What is it?
Now, how much is that gonna be?
Well, I don't know the exact details, because we work off of a 2-week prior, piece of paper. I think it'll be around 25 to 27,000. I could be wrong, but I think it's gonna be around that.
And that's about 10 people.
Yes, 10 or 11, yes.
Just a question on the holiday, our policy currently says we don't pay out holidays, so would we need to change that policy?
Holidays, don't y'all want people to have their holidays taken before?
Yes.
So most everyone takes the holiday on the holiday. It's a little different with the sheriff's department. And so because they take one a month, sometimes they don't get to take them, so they have them built up. And so by the end of September, if they haven't taken them, we do the new holidays in October, so by the end of September, if they haven't taken them, they lose that, so.
Is most of this comp time?
Yes, the majority is comp time. That, you know, the holiday in our office has been an issue from day one. That's just, it's very much a challenge. We're giving them another day every single, or we're trying to find a day that they can have off and still have enough people. I give somebody a holiday off, then I'm calling somebody else in and getting comp time. I mean, it works against itself. You know, the holiday in our office is, I haven't liked it ever. I didn't even like it when I was a deputy. I mean, it was just, if you work, just get your time and a half. If you don't, and you stay home, which I do the schedule, and I only put as many people as I have to have on that day anyway. So,
Cut out holidays from sheriff's department. Cut them out for the whole county. I mean, would that benefit you?
it would benefit everybody. I mean, it would benefit our sheriff. I mean, because I've worked every Christmas and Thanksgiving since I've been sheriff, trying to get my guys off with their family. And so I only will, like, I gotta have at least 2 jailers on that holiday, you know. I've gotta have 1 to 2 dispatchers, you know, depending on the time frame. I can kind of spread it out, which I'm not gonna be able to dispatch here pretty soon anyway, but it would be a lot better if we didn't have to try to schedule somebody trying to take off. I mean, we're telling them it's a benefit, and then we don't even give it to them, you know.
That's what I mean, if it would benefit you to take that out of that department, don't know why we wouldn't do it.
But at the same time, they need to
Could
be,
we,
They just get regular comp time for being there if they were over their hours, right? Or on that day. In other words, you just wouldn't classify it as a holiday. But if they came in and worked, you'd still give them time and a half. Is that what you're saying, like they were on comp time?
I don't think we can do that.
no,
I think we can not do, I think we would be discriminating against them unless we could come up with some type of policy that we could pay them, rather than in exchange for them not getting their time
To take it, yeah.
to take.
that's why I said, if you just pay them the time and a half for the, what, 5, 7 people that might work that day, you just pay them the time and a half for all, that makes up for not having the day off.
Well, a holiday can't be paid at time and a half, it's not work time.
Because you're not actually working. But
What?
maybe we could do,
An actual holiday hour can't be paid at time and a half,
no, because they didn't actually work.
if you're off on a holiday.
Oh,
That's
they're
what I'm
supposed,
talking
supposed to be
I'm not
off.
saying
The
that
You get
easiest,
paid for it.
the easiest thing might be, rather than doing 12 holidays, we might pay them one certain amount every month rather than a holiday. You know, they get a holiday every month. Rather than a holiday, maybe, I would just say, not this amount, but figure an amount, say, since you don't get your holiday this week, this month, we're gonna pay you $50. Not 50, but just as an example.
Why they get a holiday every month?
So they can't take it off on the day it's supposed to be.
Not everybody could be off on the same day.
Right.
So that policy changed quite a few years ago, and instead of saying, used to, our policy said that you got the holiday on the holiday, but if you couldn't take it on the holiday, then I believe the sheriff's department at that time had 45 days to take it, is that correct, Jeremy?
Supposed to.
I think it was 45.
We were trying
Don't hold me to that
trying to
number.
get those days in and
Well,
get
they
them
still
a
couldn't get it
holiday.
taken on 45, so they just did building one into their schedule once a month. So their schedule every month is supposed to have a holiday built in for them to take off. So,
I mean, like with my deputies, there's days that I'll literally have one deputy out because I'm trying to give somebody else a holiday. And so it's a nightmare for scheduling, you know, trying to give everybody time off and, you know.
Maybe when the salaries go up, maybe you can get more people. You get this bump up, but for now,
We have pretty
You
good
got
way
to
to
pay
year
them, you got
after
money in the budget, to pay them.
at least the comp time.
Yeah, at least
Get
that.
all that.
Yeah.
Could we agree today to pay the comp time up, and then you let us know about the holidays, how many each person has or something, let's see what we can figure out and do about that.
I mean, I'm good with that. I feel bad for my office who's supposed to get benefits and they can't even get the benefit because I don't have enough people to give them the benefit and
I
still
know, and
operate.
we're trying to work it
Yeah.
out. That's the reason we went this, you have to give them one a month, because we wanted them to be able to take it, but I see,
Yeah.
you know, we're all just trying to work through that.
Yes, ma'am.
So can we agree to, go ahead and pay up the comp time that everybody has?
I'll make that motion.
That everybody has, or just the sheriff's department?
Here,
Because our guys got comp time too.
Depends on what the motion is.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if we're just gonna do it for sheriff's office.
Well, it would be a good thing for the dispatch, because it would be going in fresh.
I'm in agreement to pay them.
Yeah,
But I mean-
I'm just saying, whatever you make the motion for.
But that money that they're gonna get paid was coming out of
Correct.
his budget, he got left over, that might not work for your budget, because
It would, but that's okay.
So if you want it in there, make that motion.
No, not right now, but we'll look at it later.
Okay, all right, let's go ahead and catch up with them on the, comp time then. Is that your
Yes,
motion?
ma'am.
For the sheriff's department and for the dispatch?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
is it jailers and dispatch?
That's what I've requested, yes.
Oh,
Specifically,
jailers.
jailers and
Jailers and
dispatch.
dispatch.
Because me and Chief, I mean, me and Chief, we do a lot on the street and transports and different stuff where we can help our deputies try to get their time in. You know, it's different when you, in dispatch and jail.
All right,
I'll second that motion.
all fair ayes. Motion
And
carries.
we want that paid on the next payroll, so that it's this year.
This year, this year. And then let's, think some more about the holiday situation and what we can do. All right. Okay, now, the next thing is WatchGuard body camera. They advised that they can start the process for our video upgrade now with a $13,028 upfront cost and bill the rest in our new budget for next year. He's asking that we consider approving the upfront cost to begin the process on the upgrade.
We already approved.
What are we talking about? I mean,
This is, it was already approved in the budget for the upgrade for the WatchGuard system now.
That's a different thing than the CAD system.
Yes.
Right.
E-Force is a different thing than the
Yes,
body
and
camera.
the body camera. This is the body camera
Yes.
system that, the video evidence for the DA's office. Our cameras in
What
our
is the
car.
total cost on that?
I think it's 113.
the vendor?
It was, WatchGuard, they're the only ones that picked it up.
It was
Okay,
$113.
can I get a copy of the invoice and all of that so that I can send that to, my board because of the, how much was it, did you say?
113, but nobody else can do it. It's only WatchGuard. It's the only system. Nobody else can touch that system. So we don't have to go buy
Does
it.
that 113 include that server that we were talking
I don't
about
have
the other day?
anything on that though, that's the thing, I have to have something. I can still send it to my board, I know they're on my board, they are.
Right.
And so you may not be getting the
You're
right.
saying you want more, what are you saying you need?
I just need to be able to send it to buy board and make sure that's the quote that's on buy board. It might be cheaper if they're not quoting you what their price is for on buy board.
Okay. I turned all that into y'all with the,
We may have some,
Is
of
it
it. We
money?
have,
Papers.
yes.
I don't know that we haven't updated when we had something on it.
But we
you
approved
go
it
see?
for the upcoming year.
Yes.
So all you're asking for is basically 10% of it now instead of 100% of it
To just get
starting
started.
October 1st.
Right, just getting it started.
Does and none of that 130,000 or this 13,000 has got anything to do with that additional server we're talking about?
No, that's separate. Server,
Yeah, E-Force has to have a server.
But I thought there was another server.
This has to have a server too. Yes.
But that's not included in the 130,000.
no. 113.
113.
Yeah, no, it's not. The server is.
It won't have to
CAD
be
is
as
going
big
with
of a server.
dispatch. Is what he was talking, either server or cloud.
Right.
And that's server.
one. This is the second one, right?
Yes, because it'd be two different buildings,
Two servers.
or cloud.
I still need stuff,
Okay, they got it.
okay.
Beth, will you go see if we had anything?
We have it in there, I'll get it gathered up, get it to you.
Okay. So are we going to do that? Are we going to go ahead and pay that upfront cost when you get whatever information you have and get that approved? So we can go ahead and get it started this month? Will we approve that, paying that upfront?
Where's the money coming from?
I don't know. But.
I know, that's will be another thing.
Do you know if there's enough in your budget, or we could take it out of contingency if need be?
I doubt, well, unless whatever's left over out of salary. I mean, that's where the biggest money is.
What are we paying for?
I believe that.
What actually is that gonna be paying for?
I'm for it,
Just
I
get
just
them,
want to know where the money's
just
coming
get,
from.
I'm
get
not
them
sure
started,
if
get
there's
the
anything
app,
in
get the
his
body
budget to
cameras,
get it
get
there.
all
Yeah.
that. Just, it's just,
We'll go ahead and get it out of
get it started.
contingency. That way
Because if we go ahead and can pay them now, they can start getting everything they need, where we're getting it faster next year, otherwise we're gonna wait once we get into next year, and then when we order it, we're still gonna be waiting. So I'm just trying to get it started now, so we're not waiting any longer.
Yeah.
Is that a motion?
Where's the money coming from? Did we decide that?
Well, we'll see if we can find something out of the sheriff's department. If not, we'll have to transfer it out of contingency. This late in the day, we're trying.
We're gonna make sure that, we're gonna get on the board, make sure that the price is correct.
Yes.
That we have it set up.
Yes.
Yes, we'll get it set up, and then, move forward. Is that a motion?
And the motion, yeah, well, that's a lot, the motion.
The motion is to approve the upfront cost of $13,028 to be paid upfront on the WatchGuard camera system, subject to approval by the auditor's office. You're gonna look, do all that stuff.
By board, subject to the by board procurement.
Okay, by board,
Make that motion.
Second.
all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, you wanna talk about the last part?
A lot of the agencies around us and here, Tig and Fairfield have started doing it. They have started hiring commissioned employees to pay for them to go to the police academy and after they're hired to come to work. And so I was looking at that, gonna get y'all's take on what you thought about that. Fairfield and Tig both said they started getting their applications, a lot more applications in, doing it this way. Matter of fact, they've sent 2 people off to the new police academy that's already started. So I was just gonna get the commissioner's court's
How long is the
on-
police academy?
It's about 6-7 months,
Yeah, 6 to 12 months.
and it's about $25 a person. $2,500 a person. It would be nice if we could do that, especially if
Do
it's,
they pay them for that length of time too?
they're paying them a decreased rate. I think Fairfield's paying like $15 an hour, because all they're doing is going to the academy. I would like to see where maybe I could hire them in the jail, where I could at least get some weekend jail assistance during the weekend while they're going to school during the week, so at least we're getting something out of them. But I'd still have to have the money for training, because they put in 48 hours in that 2 weeks, at least working at the sheriff's office in some form or fashion.
2 weeks spread out over 6 months.
No. I'm saying 2-week pay period. They would work for me on the weekends in the jail, helping us in there while we were paying for, while they went to school during the week.
What
Or
happens?
at least we're getting something out of it,
My only question on that would, if they would be considered working during the week, would that be 40 hours and then you work them on the weekend, so that would be a time and a half?
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
And they work in the jail without guns, like,
With the term place.
Yeah, you get your temps. You got a whole
you
year.
get to year 10. Yeah.
And you're talking about, they go to school, well, what's gonna happen when they graduate from school, they go to Waco to go to work?
Right.
We're gonna have to have some kind of agreement with
Yes.
them that says you're gonna work for us for a
Yes.
certain amount of time, or
Yes.
we're just spending our week.
I'm looking
What
at,
we gonna do to them? What we gonna do to them if they quit?
well, if they do, we just withhold the.
We get the entire money back, what we sent them to school for.
Yeah.
We got something, don't we have a policy that says if you leave, you have to pay back your?
Yeah, I think our policy says if you leave within like a year, after we send you to a paid training, you have to pay it all back anyway. But there would also be an agreement,
That's my question.
How you gonna get it back when they
you
go?
just withhold their check. That's what we do now.
If they're gone.
They're not gonna probably have $2,500 in the check.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying, the agreements, I mean, that's what all these agencies have to deal with.
Why don't we
But in the-
table this part and let everybody think about it and kind of,
Well, let me explain the
Okay.
I still
agreement.
want you to explain the $15 an hour and the $2,500 per person. That's two separate things?
No, that's the same thing. It'd be $2,500 to go to the academy, but they're paying their people going to the academy $15 an hour
While they're at the academy?
while they're at the academy.
What we did, we sent nurses, LVNs and RNs to school. What we did is we had a contract that if they went to work for another agency, they had to buy their contract from us and pay us back their money.
Yes, and that's what I was gonna say, is we need an agreement where it's 2 to 3 years after we get through training them. A lot of them have it 2 or 3 years just when they start. I don't wanna do it that way. I want it to be when they released from my office on their own, that's when their time starts. They may not make it, you know, I mean, you know, we got a little period there that if you don't cut it, you're gone, but we just need some help, you know, some added help
maybe we
getting.
could get a couple of those agreements and look at those too.
How, 2,500 per person for 6 months?
Yeah, 6 to 7 months now.
No,
That's 600 a week
2,500
for
is just
24
the
weeks.
fee for the academy.
That's, I mean, the academy, yeah.
Yes.
Need to
That
be
sounds cheap.
$15
That sounds
an
cheap.
hour,
It's
for
just-
40 hours a week.
It's $2,500 a person to go to the academy. It's just what the problem is for a lot of people that want to, that desire to get into law enforcement is they can't work, take care of their family, and go to the training. So this would allow
Kind of
them,
correct, I'm just curious, how many hours a week is in the academy? How many hours are they in the classroom?
the hours are,
It depends, I mean, it's at least 40 hours a week.
Okay, I was just curious.
it's,
That sounds cheap.
over 800 hours total now.
I think it's 750 hours now.
Well, but if you have a bunch of people, they're not paying that, and they're one instructor.
So they can draw
That's just
down.
the way
I
it
mean,
is.
that sounds awful cheap for
It does, for that length of
that
time.
length of time.
Well, when I went, it was only like 1,200.
Really? I mean,
Back in the old days.
Yeah.
That'd be $14,400 per person. $15 an hour, 40 hours a week, 6 months, 24 weeks. So that's 14,400 plus the 2,500.
Plus benefits. Social
Well, that's just
Security,
it, everything.
withholding and all of that.
And that's why I was looking at trying to get work out of them in the jail, so we would actually get something out of it, you know, while they were gone,
Would
but,
we be paying them?
But that's
for
just
those-
it, if they've already got 40, how anything
Right.
in here.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because they're gonna get 40 hours a week in the school, sometimes more.
You have to try to do something to bring.
Yeah, that's
somebody
what I'm
from-
sitting here thinking, what if we cap it, what if we paid them, what if it was contractual, the money you give them to go to school? And as part of that, they had to put in 12 hours every weekend, or so many 12-hour.
Well, we still can't go over the 40 though, like Gene said. We
What if
still
we don't pay
There's a
for all
big-
40
There's
up
a
there?
big line there between a contract employee and what they consider a employee, and so I think you would be, if they did work for us outside of a contract period that has a deadline, you're gonna have to end up calling them an employee, you can't pay them a contractor, you have to pay them. They have to fair standard labor, which means 40-hour employee, which, that would be jailers or deputies.
Or, well, I would rather hire them as jailers and send them to the school rather than deputies. That way, that basically, they're getting promoted.
So either way, they would be under the 407K, which would be the 80-hour, 14-day period.
Right.
All right,
Well,
think about it.
86.
Correct, I'm sorry.
Let's look at that contract. I'm thinking about something else
You
too.
know.
I think it's really.
But that's why I just wanted to talk to you about it today, to kind of just bounce it off of you, because a lot of places are doing it, and they've seen an uptick in their applications, because it helps the people that really want to do it, especially our local people. That's honestly who
Do
we
we not
want.
just force them to trade off of the contract to volunteer 10 hours a weekend or whatever, to come volunteer?
But they can't be employees
I would
and
definitely say
volunteer.
tax
Could we do,
legal.
but
Talk
could we
to
do this?
tax legal.
Could we pay them for the 24 hours that they're working, 12-hour shifts? And then figure out how much it would maybe pay them, like $7 an hour while they're going to school.
You'd
The
have to
same
at least
money,
pay
you
seven
just-
twenty-five.
Divvy it out there.
I would think you would have to at least pay minimum wage, $7.25.
Well, whatever that is.
Yes, ma'am.
7 something. And then there may be a little overtime on that, but it wouldn't be, let's try to think about that, see if there's I mean, that would be getting them the money. Even though they really want to go to,
How are the cities doing it, Gary?
They're paying them like an officer, except they're paying them at 15, at a reduced rate. So they're technically taking up positions while they're going to school, and they're paying them at the $15 an hour rate.
And they're on full
we
insurance
may
and
not
everything.
do that
Yeah.
either.
But, yeah,
Let's think about it, maybe there'll be some options.
because I have my own worries about that, which is why I wanted, if we're gonna pay them, I'd like to get something out of them, you know? I mean, that's just me, even though I know I'm gonna get something at the end.
Sure.
I would still like for them to be involved in our office, assisting us where we need it, you know, but
All right,
I
let's
don't know
think
how to
about
work
it.
that out.
And see if you can get one of those agreements. Let's
Okay.
think about it.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
do we have a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye.
Uh,
We're adjourned.